Hey everybody, trying to get started here. I hope you can see me. I'm having trouble with our camera today. If you can see me and you can hear me, let me know. Put something in that chat box there. I think that is the problem we're having, is the camera doesn't want to work. So let me get over to OBS and see if I can change that. Right here. And we will go with that. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying really hard to make this work. I got it. I think I got it. It's not the best camera, but I do have something here. Hey, James smoked the like button. That's what I want everybody to do. He's participating, and let me get my camera right. Boy, I apologize for that. I was having the hardest time. I have this new software, and it just doesn't want to cooperate. And let me try one other thing here. I'd like to switch cameras. And by the way, welcome. I'm sitting there talking about technical difficulties. It is Thursday morning, and I am having technical difficulties. And you know what? That's what happens when you go live. You have technical difficulties. So I do apologize for that. Let me try to switch over to my built-in camera, which is that one. Yeah, that's much better. That's a much better, I think, image of me. And I'm gonna click OK. And wave! Wave if you can see me. Wait, I don't have a camera on you. You can't wave. I can hear good now. Can see you. Thanks. Goodness gracious. I don't know what happened. I have two different kinds of software. I have this thing called OBS where you gotta copy and paste all these codes and stuff, and it'll only go to YouTube. And then I have another one called StreamYard, which will go to YouTube, and it will also go to Facebook, but it wasn't working. The camera wasn't working. So I don't know. We're still trying to work on building that YouTube channel. Let me set this a little bit more so I don't cut off my head. There we go. And so I don't want to cut it off. I got a nice haircut yesterday. You like that? Does it look good? That's what Jessica did, my wife. She had to start cutting my hair during COVID because I couldn't go to a barber, not a Barbara, a barber. Let me get this right. And so she started cutting it, and she did such a good job. I never wanted to go to a barber again. And she's been doing it for a year and a half, almost 2 years, which is really nice because I don't have to go anywhere, and she doesn't charge me anything. But you look pale as pasta. You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I do. I did this camera resolution thing. I was really trying to fiddle with it this morning, and then it wouldn't work. There we go. That's how often, by the way. Okay, but we're here, and we're going to talk about your YouTube channel, and we're going to continue on to get things going so that you can make money on YouTube. I do it every day. I woke up today and I made money on YouTube. Really nice because I didn't do anything. All I did was wake up. And what's funny is I'm going to do this video today, and that's going to add a small percentage more to what I'm making every day. And you could be doing the same thing. You know, I talked to a friend of mine yesterday on the phone, and I worked with him. He was actually one of my employees. And I gave him my old job when I left, running a car dealership as the general sales manager. And all he does is call me and complain about how horrible it is. I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. He says, well, I'm almost done anyhow. He's turning 60 years old. And I'm like, well, you're done, but then what? You know, how are you going to live? And he goes, I don't know. I don't have a plan for that. I'm like, oh my God. You know, start a YouTube channel. And I know that sounds like so foreign or so difficult for so many people, but it was for me too. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. You just go do it. You just go do stuff sometimes. So anyhow, don't forget, put your questions, comments, suggestions in that chat box there. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that big button down there. That's how this channel keeps growing. Share it with other people. Man, if you share this channel, I would really appreciate it. And if you share it with at least 5 people, I will award you a gold star. Yes, I will give you a gold star. I will email it to you. It'll be in your email. I can just send me your email address and say, hey, JR, I added these 5 people to your channel. Send me a gold star. And lo and behold, I will send you one. Don't forget to ring the bell, okay? Turn all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Let me get that out of the way. There, that's distracting, isn't it? It's funny, last night we were sitting in our living room, and my office is really, they call it the game room of the house, but I've made it into an office. And we heard this huge, loud clunk and boom, 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 and stuff breaking. And I'm like, well now, we're the only 2 people here, so what could that be? And here's the deal. The other day I loaned my office to my wife, and when I did, she took down a lot of my stuff here on the wall and all the signage and stuff, and she took off the bell and all that because she had to make it look like her environment, and she put her stuff up. And this thing here is made of metal, and it's very heavy, and she didn't hook it on there right, and that thing fell down. It hit my hustle sign, broke it in half, and everything ended up in the floor. But you know what? I got it fixed, and we figured out what that loud noise was. So anyhow, let's get on with our training today. We have some really great training on how to start, run, and grow your YouTube channel, and I want to talk about some of that. But I also want to reiterate some of the statistics, you know, that YouTube generate, you know, and you know, we talked about this the other day, but there's 2 billion monthly active users, guys, 2 billion. It only takes you a few thousand to really make some money. And get this, the number of channels earning at least 6 figures a year on YouTube is growing more than 40% year over year. 40% year over year. So I mean, 6 figures is not a bad income, guys. Over 40% of global shoppers say that they have purchased products they discovered on YouTube. Okay, over 90% of the people surveyed around the world say they discovered new brands or products on YouTube. Okay, you got to be on YouTube. 70% of shoppers say they're open to learning about products on YouTube from brands. They want your products. They want to hear about it, okay? My product is training. I also own a survival food company that does a few million a year. But besides that, my product is training. Now, you got to have a YouTube channel. Have I mentioned this? Now, first thing I would tell you after all this training I've given you for the past, 3 days, is that use some of the checklist that I'm going to give you today, okay? The first thing you want to do as far as your checklist is think about the channel name. Now, we kind of brushed on this, but not much. Your channel name means something. Now, don't worry if you can't think of a really cool, catchy name. It could be your name. You know, my name on my channel is J.R. Fisher Training. It doesn't really say what I do, but if anybody searches J.R. Fisher and they search for channels, they're going to find my channel. So that is more for people who already know who I am. But maybe, you know, maybe yours is, you know, simplified wok cooking, or maybe it's, you know, how to knit with Dollar Tree yarn. I don't know, whatever the heck it is, but make it mean something, okay? If you have a specific channel genre, then you can pick up a name that reflects your channel values, okay? That's all you really got to do. Naming a channel is the same as naming a company. A company brand suggests, you know, strategists work hard on giving brand name and logos and taglines. Companies pour so much time and energy and art and tech into developing these names, and you should do the same thing too. Now also think about, when you're doing your channel, the about bio section. What are you saying in that bio section about your channel? What are you saying about what you're going to provide to people? Let's see, good morning. Hey Richard, what's going on? I have 2 free trips that are fully paid for by my clients. It's great having free, fully paid vacations when you always deliver excellent quality service. There's a perk, guys. You know, he's got some free trips. Richard is involved in real estate, and I think repossession real estate and that type of thing. Says, I'm leaving for 1 trip to New York City in 2 days. So that's pretty cool. If you have tutorials on your channel, you know, in the about section, tell people about that. Tell them that they can learn all kinds of stuff from your channel, and they're going to be more likely to stay on your channel and learn from your channel, okay? So that's something else you can do. When your channel exceeds 10,000 subscribers, product companies, brand sponsors may try to reach out to you. Make sure you have a channel email where they can actually send you something. Make sure you put that in your info. There's a bio section in your info where you can put an email where people can actually email you. That's where they're going to go to contact you. You know, you could have a great channel and you could be doing great work, and everybody wants to, you know, hire you to do brand deals, but if they can't get a hold of you, if they don't know how to, you know, email you, then nobody can get a hold of you. You're not going to make any money. Your YouTube channel email feature allows you to add more than 1 email address. So you can add multiple emails if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any opportunities. YouTube channel checklist number 2. your logo. Okay, don't overthink this logo thing. I see people work for weeks and months on a logo. Mine just says JR. That's it. That's all it ever says. Look at Nike. They just have a swoosh there, okay? Do also make sure that you have your social widgets. What's a social widget? It's like a Twitter or a Facebook or whatever, and they can click on it and it will actually go to that location. Make sure you have that on there. Some of you may want to do a channel trailer. And I had one, I didn't like it. So I switched it to what it does is it defaults to a popular video on my channel, and it just goes right into content. But you may want to do a channel trailer that talks about what people are going to get when they go to your channel, when they log into your channel, when they subscribe to your channel. So you may want to talk about that. Don't forget, now this is something that you shouldn't try to do on your own, but your video title, description, and tags, you need to use something like TubeBuddy. In the description after this video is uploaded, okay, once it's not live anymore, but it's uploaded, I want you to go in there and I want you to use TubeBuddy. It's in the description of this video. You can click on it and you can get a free version of TubeBuddy. You don't have to pay anything. It's absolutely free. But if you use my link and you decide you want to go with the paid version, you can get 30% off. So check that out. And it's like a few dollars a month. This is not something expensive. It's highly advisable that you have your video include keywords that from your niche audience, okay? It may include like your channel name, all that type of stuff, but keep in mind when you're doing a video title, it needs to be something that people are searching. TubeBuddy will help you do that. It will give you a percent rating of how well that title is ranking, and it will give you suggestions of how you can change that title. Same thing with the description. You want to have those keywords in the description. Same thing with the tags. The reason these description, title, and tags are so important is when somebody goes to YouTube and types in, how to train a puppy to not pee on the carpet, if that is in your title, your description, your tags, your video will come up. If you neglect to put titles, description, and tags, nobody can find your videos. So it doesn't matter if you do an incredible video, nobody can find it, okay? It's just impossible. YouTube will crawl the algorithm to find your video description. This is one of their ways of knowing what your video and channel are about. Thus, you're going to want to send the right signals to YouTube's algorithm. You can only do this by putting relevant information into your description. You can find accurate keywords by using the sort by feature and choosing most popular. Next, you want to choose a video that has highest views. So you can look at a video that has high views, and you can look at what other people are doing and do something similar. Okay, you can also use Google's Keyword Planner, Moz, Ahrefs, Ubersuggest. Any of those things will work. So you want to do that. You want to do that. Super, super important. If you want to rank #1 on Google as well, then you want to follow certain steps. Okay, you want to search for your keyword in Google. Now, if the search results display any videos, redirect to those videos, analyze the title, description, and tags of those videos. Repeat the same keyword hunting process you did earlier. Optimize your video description details around the keyword of those popular videos. Do not stuff keywords. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to put the same thing over and over again because your video will get blocked. You don't want to do that. Refine and use the keywords that have the high search volumes. Use the keyword research tools I mentioned already, okay? Video tags. Stuffing irrelevant tags in your YouTube video tag selection is against YouTube guidelines. Guys, just don't try to cheat. Try to be good at this stuff. Include tags that are highly relevant to your specific video. You might as well include the misspelled keywords as your tags, as a lot of people mistype during searching. So if you see some misspelling keywords, it's okay. Let me get a sip here real quick. Next thing you want to do is look at the YouTube analytics. Now, I look at analytics every single day. I really do. And it's interesting, some of the stuff I come across, but the one thing that I come across I like a lot is my RPM. My RPM is $23 and some change right now, which means for every 1,000 ads that run on there, I get 23 bucks. That's pretty cool. And that's on every single video, and I've got over 1,000 videos. So that's pretty cool, right? All I gotta do is get my views up and I increase my income. How do I get my views up? Well, I do the practices that I'm telling you right here. In addition to that, I just do more videos. And guys, feel free to put questions, comments, suggestions in this chat section here. I love talking to you guys. I love hearing what you have to say. You know, heck, Richard's just, you know, sharing with me what he's doing this week. I like that. You know, we can kind of collaborate and talk a little bit. And I'm sure at some point, Richard, we'll cross paths here in Texas, now that I'm in Texas. I think you're in Houston, which is not terribly far from the Austin area. You know, this weekend, I'm going to have dinner with Pat McCarver, and his uncle is Tim McCarver, sports announcer, and he was a baseball player. Pat and I went to high school together. We met when we were like 14 or 15, and then I moved away when I was 18, and I haven't seen him since then, but we've been in contact over the years. We're going to have dinner on Saturday night. Pretty interesting. I think that'll be pretty interesting. That's just sidetrack to let you know what I'm doing. Next thing we want to talk about is audience retention. Audience retention. Strive for increasing watch time. Create content that hooks the audience. YouTube favors you if people stay for a longer time on your videos. Okay, so I'm doing this video today and I'll probably go about 30 minutes. I'm going to do better with a 30-minute video than somebody else would do with a 3-minute video, even if their video is 10 times as good as mine. Why? Because mine's longer. Okay, so you can't watch a 3-minute video for 10 minutes. It won't work. So I want you to think about this. You got to have longer videos. Now, I would say a good sweet spot is about 8 to 10 minutes. And that's about what, well, mine are about 10 to 12 minutes for the ones that I upload that aren't live. All of my lives are about 30 minutes. So I know if I do a 10 to 12 minute video and I get 30% retention, let's say 50% retention, 50% of the people watch the whole video, that's 5 minutes of watch time. If I were to do a 3-minute video and 50% of them watch it, you know, or excuse me, half the people watch it the entire through video, it would be a minute and a half. So what have I done? I've gotten like 4 times as much, or 3.5 times as much watch time by having a longer video. That's a great way to do that. If viewers keep bouncing from your videos, YouTube considers it as viewers aren't liking the video very much. Hence, the video shall appear less in their feed. YouTube favors if people stay longer in your videos. So you want to strive for increasing watch time. Create content that hooks the audience. But on the flip side, if viewers watch your video to the end, YouTube promotes your video by making it appear often in viewers' feeds. Isn't that great? I mean, they're rewarding you. They reward you. YouTube's not against you. So many people say, well, YouTube's against me. They won't show my stuff and I'm not getting enough views because of YouTube. YouTube wants people to watch more, guys, but they don't want people to watch more of stuff they don't like. Okay, so you got to make stuff that people like. If you're not getting enough views, if you're not getting enough watch time, it's your fault. You know, I used to manage managers. Okay, I managed managers. Nothing's harder than managing managers. I had these sales managers of all these different departments, and then they had salespeople below them. So I managed the managers who managed the salespeople. And they would come to me and I would say, hey, your sales are not what they should be. And they would look at me and they would say, well, JR, it's not really my fault. I have just terrible salespeople. They're just no good. My salespeople are awful. And, you know, I would say to them, well, who managed these salespeople? Who hires these salespeople? Who trains these salespeople? I think that would be you. So understand, if you're not getting views on your video, it's the same situation. If people aren't watching your videos, or they go to your videos and they don't watch it very long, or they don't stay on your channel, or they don't subscribe, that's your fault, okay? But it's not something that you can't change. You can definitely change these things, guys. All you've got to do is what? You've just got to make good content, and you're gonna make long enough content so they can watch it. Does Jessica, your haircut style, semi-mohawk? Thanks, James. Actually, no, what she does is she cuts it short, and sometimes I'll put some gel in there and I'll just go like that. This morning I just wetted it down and I went like that, and this is what we ended up with. This right here. I hope it doesn't look like a mohawk. Certainly hope it doesn't look like a mohawk. I think a mohawk is when you shave the sides of your head, isn't it? Yeah, you shave. Well, it's a little shaved here if I turn. Let me turn here and look. It's a little shaved, but not too bad. I got to talk to her about that. A mohawk, you know what part of it is? It's going gray and it blends in. It looks like it doesn't have as much hair. That's probably got something to do with it. But I love your content, James. You're a funny dude. I appreciate it. So You want to retain these people, and the best way to retain these people really when you're doing a video is tell them what the video is about in the beginning so they know what to expect, and have it be something exciting. Promise them something at the end if they stay to the end. Give them something free. I know at the end of this training today, I'll give you a course, a free course, and all you'll have to do is click and learn, and it's a $97 course. You can get it absolutely free if you stay to the end, which is pretty nice. And those of you who haven't subscribed yet, I do want to remind you, hit that subscribe button. I don't remind you guys enough because I'm not trying to really self-promote here, but I need to. Hit that subscribe button, turn it from red to gray. Don't forget to ring the bell, turn all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time we go live. Now, one of the last things I'm going to tell you, let me see here. I've got a lot of notes here. Yeah, okay. So one of the last things I'm going to tell you today is to use end screens. Annotations help the user take desired call to actions such as subscribe, answer a poll, or even go to a suggested video. I like sending them to a suggested video, so we'll have a couple videos up there. So once they've watched my one video with the end screen, they can click and watch another one of my videos that's related to that. And that's what I do. You can pick the video you want. You can say, I want them to watch this video next, or I want them to watch my next video, or I want them to watch one of my most watched videos. Or here's what you can do. You can say, I want YouTube to pick the video for them to watch next. I think that's the best way to do it. YouTube knows more about that viewer than you do, and they know what they're watching, what they like to watch, and let YouTube suggest the next video to them. If you do that, that way, I think you're going to get more watch time. That's what we do. We let YouTube select that next watched video. You can also customize it by using a template. I actually do use a template. Super easy, saves you a ton of your time. Also helps establish your brand name in the audience mind because they see the same thing over and over and over again. So that's what I've got for you today, guys. I hope it's helpful. We're going to talk about video quality. We're going to talk about where you can learn more, video length, all that kind of stuff, your upload schedule and all that stuff, probably tomorrow and the next day. We've got 2 more days of this training on starting a YouTube channel. We've got Friday and we've got Saturday. So I would really like for you to show up, bring a friend, grab one of their hands and say, come with me, I want you to watch this. And if they can't come with you personally, send them a link to this channel and say, hey, subscribe to this channel. This guy's got some good information about starting a YouTube channel. I don't have the biggest channel on YouTube, and I don't really care. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I haven't made more money than anybody in the world, but I've done all these things to a degree where I've been successful. Okay, so I've been successful enough on a YouTube channel, and I've made millions of dollars online, which is not a lot because some people make billions, but I've made millions. So I feel qualified to tell you guys how to do these things. If you follow what I've done, you can do what I've done. It's not really that hard, but you got to work, and that's the big key. And the friend I talked to the other day, who's still in the same job, who's totally miserable, I said, John, you don't have to do that job anymore. You could go do something else. You don't have to. He goes, I know. You've been telling me this for years. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you haven't done anything yet. And he's not going to do anything. I know he's not. He's going to retire and try to get by on a whole lot less income than he's been earning his entire life. And he's going to retire with bills. And he's not going to be able to travel or do the stuff he wants because he was too lazy to put forth extra effort outside of his job. That's what you have to do. You've got to put forth extra effort outside of your normal course of action, your normal pay, your normal job. That's what I did. I would get home at 8 or 9 o'clock at night and start working on a business, okay? And I was at my job at 7:38 in the morning. I worked a lot of hours, but I found an hour or two in the evening, and that hour or two compounded over weeks, months, to where within, I think, less than a year, I quit my job and I could support myself with my online business. And I do this every day now. I have one Legends thing that I'm speaking at on Friday, and I was invited to speak at that, and I was invited to speak at that because of all the effort I put forth for this 10 years that I've been doing, 11, 12 years that I've been doing this. You've got to put forth the effort, guys. I don't know how to impress this upon people enough, and you can't expect instant results. It doesn't instantly happen. It happens slowly, okay? It happens very slowly, but if you put forth the effort, you will get results. That's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If my YouTube channel doesn't work out, I'll blame it on you. Good. You should, James. It's going to be all your fault. Good. It's going to be all my fault. Please, peace and blessings always, everyone. Thank you, James. I know he's kidding around, but you know what? There are people that will blame me. I posted something on Facebook today, and I know a lot of you don't see what I post on Facebook, but I got to share this with you. I thought it was pretty funny. So let me show you what I posted. Where am I here? There I am. And here's what I posted. And I can't really send it to you, so I'll just kind of read it. This is somebody who works in retail, okay? And their name is Please Fire Me, okay? It says, please fire me. A lady came in screaming and ranting how we wrote an obscene insult on her sandwich. Turns out she ordered a BLT, okay, with cheese. We wrote BLT plus CH, okay, but they used the small letter L and T, so it was big B, it looked like I, and then T, and then plus CH. She took it to me and a manager 15 minutes. No, it took me and the manager 15 minutes to calm her down enough to even listen to us. That's what you got to do if you work in retail. I just thought I'd share that with you. Thought it was pretty darn funny. You guys have a great day. I will be here tomorrow at 9 a.m. I will be here at 10 a.m. on Saturday. I expect you to be here. And James, I expect your channel to be the best that you could possibly make it. And if it's not great, it's 100% my fault. You guys have a great day. I will talk to you real soon. Feel free to put any comments in there. Don't forget to subscribe, do all that good stuff. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Turn on all bell notifications so you're notified each and every time I go live. Yeah, so that's what I got for you. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.